I am in Seoul, South Korea, and I just wanted to do a very quick first impression video because I've got the brand new Galaxy Fold 5 here with me. This was not a gift, this is a loaner phone from Samsung that I used all day yesterday, and I'll be using it today. Then I'll be giving it back to them. But since I had it here in my hands, after just looking at devices at the Unpacked event a couple of days ago, which I'll have a separate video on my whole experience from the Unpack like I do every time. But of course we saw all the different devices. But they also gave me one to just kind of walk around with, take some pictures, and just use the device and see how I like it. And I'm happy to report I do like it a lot. Now, there's a lot of coverage out there already on YouTube. Obviously there are tons of videos, tons of first impressions, and tons of opinions. And most of them will tell you that this is a very similar phone to your Galaxy Fold 4 that I have here. And I feel the same way. I mean, it's the same camera, the same screens, very same shape. Like when you use it, it's actually pretty much the same experience. But a couple of those new improvements and upgrades that they included with this phone are definitely welcome additions. So for me, the biggest thing, of course, is the hinge. And this is really the biggest upgrade too. So if you saw a couple of videos that I posted on my channel a few months ago, or maybe almost a year ago, about the hinge on the Fold 4, you might recall that I had some problems with it, just not being very even when you open and close, just not feeling very refined. Even coming from the Fold 3 to Fold 4, I felt like the hinge just didn't feel right. So I am happy to report that with the Fold 5, it's been rectified, it's been fixed. It actually feels great again. So it opens up smoothly. There are no bumps or anything like that. And it feels very, very nice when you open and close. Just very satisfying, especially closing. It's also kind of like a little bit softer click at the end that the previous models did. And I really like that. And of course, it closed flat with no gap or anything. And this just feels so good. It's thinner, about 2 millimeters. I think a little bit over 2 millimeters thinner than the previous generation. And it just makes the whole device feel like smaller and slimmer in your hand. Even though on this, actual closing side, it's about the same thickness. Since they made the hinge thinner, it just gives you this impression that, this feeling in your hand that you're holding a smaller and lighter phone, even though it may not be. And of course, there are a couple of other smaller things, like the new chip in here. It's a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy, so it makes it a little bit faster, a little bit more efficient. You're supposed to get slightly better battery life. To be completely honest, I don't feel much of a difference just using the phone. It feels basically the same to me. It has same cameras. It has almost very identical, pretty much, internal layout and setup. And basically, some can say it's almost like the same phone. And it's true in a way, but there's nothing wrong with that. The Fold 4 was a great device. And one thing that I didn't like about Fold 4 was its hinge, and they finally fixed it here. So again, just the first impression here. I'm not going to spend too much time or anything else right now. I've seen all the different devices, many different colors, and I'll make a separate video on that, kind of like I do every time after I unpack, just a little fun clip showing my unpacked experience. And then if or when I get one of those for myself, I'm not going to spoil anything at this moment. I might do a little bit more comprehensive comparison between Fold 4 and Fold 5, whatever the differences there may be. So thanks for checking it out. If you did, stay tuned. We'll have a little bit more coverage on this, just from my perspective. See you then.